Hi there, Lorien here. It is Wednesday. Is it May 1st today, honey? Oh, he can't. He's got his headphones on. He can't hear me. He's watching MASH. And see that the hand? That was see that's my boo-boo. That's my boo-boo from my walk with the dogs this morning. Oh, stop it. We have this trail that we walk on, and for some reason somebody decided to drag this big, huge, I mean, it was as big as I am, bigger, longer, actually, than I am, branchy thing that has thorns, you know, and little stickers all in it across the path, and because there's this place of woods with all these little paths through it, you know, and people walk their dogs through it, and kids ride their bikes through it. And the other day it was drug across the path, and I thought, well, that's strange. And so I picked it up, and I just moved it off the path to the side of the path that it was on, and went on my merry way. And to this morning, when I went down there it was back, completely covering the path again. And so I thought to myself, I don't know who's doing this. I don't know why they're doing it. It's really stupid, because somebody's kids could get hurt tearing through here on a bike, and here's this thing blocking the entire path. And so I rather suspect that it's intended for us, because we've annoyed a neighbor who has off-leash dogs that charge you, and after 6 years of dealing with his off-leash dogs charging us on our walks when we met them in the woods, I finally had enough and sicked the dog officer on him. Actually, I told him his goddamn dogs needed to be on a leash one day when we came face to face, and his dogs are not under his control ever. And so, and his only response to that was that I had the worst mouth on a woman he had ever seen, at which point I decided that after, you know, and I was speaking to him saying, well, you know, I've been dealing with your dogs charging us for 6 years now, and by the way, there is a leash law. Your dogs are supposed to be on a leash. You know, and so when he decided that the only thing he had to say was that I had the worst mouth on a woman he had ever seen, I decided that, you know what, I've actually had enough of this now, and I'm going to allow the dog officer to make sure he knows that, no, actually, I'm the one who's in the right here. And he's been really kind of unhappy with us ever since, because now his dogs have to be on a leash. Matter of fact, he almost ran me over at the post office with both of my dogs one day. I wasn't sure it was him, but this morning I figured out, oh yeah, that was him. He was backing out of the post office one day, and I was walking by with the Danes, and he just kept backing out right into us. And so, for some reason, he's taking it rather personally that the woman with the audacity to tell him he needed to keep his goddamn dogs on a leash is being backed up by the dog officer. Anyway, so I suspect, because he walks his dogs in that little area there, which is how I got off on that rant, that he's the one who's probably putting that up, because he doesn't want me walking my dogs down where he walks his dogs. So today I picked it up and took it way off the path and threw it into this other place. And so anyway, I've got ouchies. I've got ouchies all over me now, but we'll see if it's back there tomorrow, or if you know, but it may have nothing to do with us. You know, it may just be some sick person who thinks that impaling people's small children who are innocently riding by on their bikes is a fun thing to do. Anyway, it's off the path now, and I'll survive my little ouchies. But it's actually a beautiful day out. I have laundry out on the line today. Laundry hanging out on the line is one of my delights in life. I love doing the wash and hanging it out. I hate bringing it in. No explanation for that whatsoever, but it is what it is. Sunday we slipped between the sheets for the first time after they'd been hanging out all day. Matter of fact, I hate the dryer so much that I don't even use it in the winter, except for the sheets. I have 2 big drying racks over there which are one of the few things that we'll actually take with us when we go to Colorado because they're so hard to find. Of course, in Colorado, I might be able to hang the clothes out all year. I don't know. We'll have to see. But so I got toe shoes yesterday. This is actually just going to be kind of a fun little catch up on where we're at in our life. I got some barefoot running shoes yesterday so that I can take the Danes out and have flat-footed shoes to go in. And Tom got some new sneakers, so he can go down to the little park there and shoot hoops without rolling his ankle. And this morning we actually got out the atlases for the first time and began to plot our trip for how we're going to get from here to, well, actually we're going to Kansas first. I have a friend, one of my best ever friends, Mary, lives in Lawrence, Kansas. So we're going to stop in Kansas and see her on our way to Colorado. And so we started plotting our trip for that. We actually thought we had the house sold, but the lady of the couple works at Dartmouth College, and we're kind of in between where they live now and Dartmouth College. So she's used to being able to get on the highway and drive on the highway straight to Hanover. And we have what we call Miller Hill here, which is a hill with some S-curves on it that you have to go up to get. It's part of Route 5. So in the winter on bad roads, she'd have to go up Miller Hill, and that scared her off, you know, which is really kind of sad because the husband just absolutely adored the place. And I wasn't here. My husband was here when he was going through the house, and he was talking about, we'll do this with this part of the house, and he was like moving in his mind while they were going through the house, and so he really just thought it was the best thing ever. And actually, we've been up on the hill here 15 years, and I have not ever seen an accident on Miller Hill, no matter how bad the storm. The whole time I've lived here. However, there are countless accidents out on the highway all the time, so it's kind of too bad. But you know what? People are afraid of whatever they're afraid of, and we actually are now thinking about renting the house. And we have some solid folks who would really like to live here, who are good candidates for renting the house if that's the way we wind up going, because really we're less than 45 days out of our anticipated departure date. And so it's coming right up, and it's getting a little bit more exciting every day. We're starting to go through the house and really decide what's going with us, what's going to make the trip, because anything we take with us is going to have to sit in storage for a while, because we're going to be full-time RVers for a good bit. We're going to take some time and really see North America, and probably go up and see everything in the United States that we want to see, and then we can go up into Canada, and we can go to Alaska. And then we have, because we have the RV that we can live in, we can take as much time as we want and just go on little adventures to all the little communities that are close enough to where my kids live that we could, get down into town whenever we wanted to see the kids, or the kids could, pop out to the ranch whenever they wanted to get some yummy food or go horse riding or just walk through the woods with us, because we'll have all that stuff. And so we can go on, we'll have all the time that we want to go and just really discover all the little towns that are close enough, and pick one that we really want to make our home and build our ranch. And so it's really getting exciting now, because it's right in front of us. You can dream and dream and dream about something, and there's an excitement about the dream, but that really shifts inside of you when it's now right in front of you, And so we're in the process of sorting out our days now that we're both home. I have a few more weeks where I'll be subbing at the co-op. As far as I know now, I could go in on Friday and find out they've hired someone, and Friday and Saturday is it for me, which would be fine. Or I could find out that actually, no, that's not happened, and they would like me to sub for as long as I'm willing, which would be just a couple of more weeks, because after that I'm really going to have to put the time into getting the house sorted out and getting ready to go. And so that's pretty much what's been happening here, just relaxing into the new what's the word I'm looking for? Tempo of the days. You know, getting kind of settled back in to, because we got home from Chicago and I worked a bunch of days in a row because I had already agreed to do that for a friend who wanted to have some time off. And so things are going well, and there's, you know, exciting news, things going on in the family, and you know, my son, I don't know if I told you guys my son got engaged, but my son got engaged a while ago, and so, you know, my daughter's going to medical billing or something like that, some kind of medical school thing. So there's a lot to look forward to. And so I just wanted to give you this marvelous update that life with Lorien is, Lorien's life is looking really good. I have a lot of bliss in my life. I have a lot of things I'm thankful for, a lot of things I'm grateful for, and I'm really thankful that I've been able to change who I am in my life and how I show up in my life, so that the way life shows up for me has changed and has become really what I want for my life. And so there you go. That's Life with Lorien today, and probably I'll talk to you tomorrow. I have my book club meeting tonight, so I'm getting the second book. That book I wrote, the book I read that I really liked, The Discovery of Witches. Awesome book. If y'all aren't afraid of reading about witches and vampires and all of those things, you know, I mean, it's not like blood and guts or any of that stuff. It's a fun, it was a really delightful book. I just adored it. And there was a sequel to it already written, and I'm actually getting that sequel tonight. So if my nose is stuck in the book tomorrow, y'all won't see nothing from me till I get the book read. But probably I'll be a good girl and actually get some blogs done tomorrow. And if not, then when I show up, you see my face again, I'll be able to tell you all about the sequel of the book. Anyway, have a good night. I'm going to, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.